have our rights respected, or we're going to have our rights denied to us. And if we have our rights denied to us, all of the groups are seeking to go the international political route.
Please go check out rebelstoreza.com. Their winter range is now available. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Real Moments. Real Moments are clips from videos or interviews that I think you might find interesting. I know some of you may not have the time to watch the full hour-long video or interview, so I thought these Real Moments can also double up as a bit of a teaser, if you will. And who knows, maybe if you enjoy this clip, you might want to watch the full video. Links to the full video or interview are always in the description below. Also, if you want to donate to the show, there's a link in the description for you to do just that. You can now contribute to the show for as little as 40 Rand a month via debit order. Also, there are now some exclusive perks if you're a member. T's and C's apply. This is only available through Quicket. Or you can visit my website for various options on how to contribute to the show. Donations are not a must, but they're greatly appreciated and go a long way to supporting the channel. And of course, subscribing is always free. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, here is your real moment. And I actually wanted to speak to you about that very quickly and ask you, because you told me you watched that as well, and Helen Zilla said, yeah, it's going to lead to a civil war. Any thoughts or comments on that? Because that is a topic that's going around. Like when you talk about Cape Independence, some people think, it's not going to happen unless there's a civil war. How do you feel about that?
Okay, well, look at so the war part. I wouldn't. Yeah, we can talk about war, but I mean, from my point of view, I think we're way too soon to start talking about that. And I think, not particularly ironically, with Helen or Natasha, I don't think they're talking about war for illegitimate purposes. And I'll talk about how the DA think about these things afterwards, and that perhaps will give you more significance. But for a lot of people, and if you saw that video that Times Live produced at the end of last month, you see there was a lot of talk about war there. And you have to understand there are an awful lot of people who don't want Cape Independence, need a big bad wolf. And war, of course, is a great big bad wolf, because often there are conflicts. And it's always a fascinating scenario. So people often point and say, well, hang on a second, South Sudan, independence, there was a civil war. Bangladesh against Pakistan, secession, there was a war. And for me, it's a chicken and egg scenario. Did independence cause the civil war, or actually did the lack of independence cause the civil war? In both of those situations, you had an oppressor. Let's use those terms loosely: an oppressor and the oppressed. And ultimately, the oppressors would not allow the oppressed to have voice, have self-determination as they're allowed. And actually, in both of those cases, the people who were denied self-determination took up arms. So is it their fault as the oppressed, for taking up arms, or does the fault actually lie with the oppressors? In our situation, what's very interesting is none of the independence groups, and you've spoken to a few yourself, and I understand you're having Cape Exit on again in a few weeks' time. We're all totally committed to peaceful means. So my question always, I think we've had this conversation before, when it comes to civil war, between who? There are no armed movements in the Cape Independence movement. We haven't got an army. Who are we going to have? We're going to push for Cape Independence, and we're either going to have our rights respected, or we're going to have our rights denied to us. And if we have our rights denied to us, all of the groups are seeking to go the international political route in terms of getting support for what we want to do, rather than war. So it's way too soon, to talk about that. We can't see any possibility of war, and I've said publicly, if it's a choice between independence and mass scale violence, I would rather not have independence. That's not what we're after here, and we don't see that scenario. But of course, in the whole, in total mix, it's there, and I think there are people who choose to bring that up because actually they want to scare us off. It's the new Swart Gevaar. There's going to be war, as opposed to having a discussion about why do you want Cape Independence, and is it just to have that, which is the conversation we should be having. Actually, people say, "Oh, you can't talk about it." Might be you're right, and it might be perfectly reasonable, but it'll only lead to wars. Actually, stop asking for the things that you're entitled to ask for. It doesn't seem a very sensible position to me.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your real moment. This is your second reminder to please subscribe to my channel. Please. like and comment below. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this content, please share it with friends and family. Also check out the Joe Emilio Show Telegram channel. It's a channel, not a group, so you won't be bombarded by weird memes and information. It's really just a notification channel for you to be notified of all my upcoming uploads and live streams. Link is in the description. You can also watch more of my content here or here, somewhere in this general area. Just check it out. You might like it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.